Hi, YouTube. Today I want to talk a little bit about the nature of creativity and why it's so important. Yeah. Creativity is not logical. Creativity and logic are maybe inherently opposites, actually, because in order to be creative, you have to be resisting to logic. What is logical is to continue doing the same thing that we've already figured out. It's going by what other people say, you know? Logic is the path that has already been walked down, okay? Creativity has to be resistant to that because, what is a new idea? A new idea is something that hasn't been done before. And you're going to get all these people who are talking about, oh, well, we already have a way of doing it, and blah, 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 and they'll be in your ear. But creativity is foundational for the human experience. I had this insight somewhat recently that creativity is humans, I think, are made to create stuff. Okay, maybe all life is made to create stuff. There's the reproduction aspect, and then there is the artist aspect. Speaking from personal experience, I have noticed that when I am not creating something, I don't feel very good about myself. I feel very anxious, and my self esteem takes a huge hit. It's just a mess. So you have to be creative. It's not even really it's not really a choice. But I think people need to really broaden their perspective on what creativity means. For example, I had a really narrow-minded view of creativity. I thought that maybe other people could do other stuff, but for the most part, I was just here to draw, and that was the only creativity I had in me, okay? But that was that was limiting me. And it was logical, of course, to just draw because I already have all these art supplies, and I've already spent years drawing, might as well keep drawing. But that is like the antithesis of creativity because I think creativity is synthesizing new ideas and new processes, and that's what can come up with an outcome that's really exciting to people. So my life didn't really start to open up, and I didn't really feel like I was able to find any sense of purpose in life until I started being actually creative, which is listening to my heart, like 100%, and my intuition. Over the course of my life, I've had these inkling ideas that would come to me, and I wouldn't even be trying to think about it at all, but it would just come to me. It would be like, you should do this. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. For example, for a long time, I had the dream of learning how to sew. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's really impractical, takes a lot of space, etc. And so I was waving off all of these ideas that I was getting for no reason, really. I was just like, whatever. It's too inconvenient. And eventually, I started to see myself as someone who wasn't very creative, which is really sad because I drew so much. I was always drawing, but I didn't feel creative. And I would see other people, and I was like, what do they have that I don't have? I don't understand. And so, I was really into this narrative that, like, nobody has any talent, and we're all just working really, really hard for the skill. And there is a point to that. Like, of course, it takes a long time to really become proficient at anything, but I wasn't being creative because I wasn't following my intuition. And eventually I had said no to my intuition so many times that I felt like I stopped receiving insight, which is crazy that that can even happen. But I just kept pushing off my creativity over and over. And eventually it started to become my identity. And I was like, maybe I'm not a creative person. Like, maybe this whole artist thing was just me being misled. And so I tried to do something that was less creative, I guess, or at least what I thought it was. And yeah, it turns out I needed to be creative. If you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, you probably need to be creative too. I think creativity is a way to view action, taking action in life in general. Like, if you're not being creative, you're not listening to your heart. And if you're not listening to your heart, you're probably not taking action in the right ways. You're not following a sense of inner peace, and that's what you need to be following if you want your life to get better. So, yeah, I've just been thinking about this a lot. I think that creativity gives us a huge sense of purpose because creativity allows us to express ourselves in a way that language can't even hold. And it allows us to express ourselves and connect with other people. Creativity allows us to connect to other people in a really unique way. It's really, really beautiful. And you don't have to change the world with it. You can make a piece of fan art that you think that is so bad that nobody else would like it. And just make it. The value is in taking the step to make it, you know? The value is in the process and also the confidence that you get, the satisfaction that you get from creating something. People just want to be heard, you know, they want their voice to get heard. You want to be heard. And creating art is one way, a great way to do that. And I think you should really broaden your idea of what it is to create something. You can create a conversation with a friend, you know, you can create an outfit, you can create, I mean, really, even going on a walk is creative, like doing any kind of verb because you're creating a memory for yourself, you know? And any time that you're taking action, you're getting out of your head, and that's really important. So I hope you guys get something out of these rambles. Thanks, you guys.